Hello friends, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365, and in this video I'm going to rank the boutique labels that support 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. If you're new to the channel, please hit the like button, subscribe, hit that bell notification. You can also find me over Twitter, Instagram, and Letterboxd at Movie Guy 365. Okay, in this video I thought I would give you my personal ranking of the boutique labels that currently support the 4K Ultra HD formats. Now, if you're unfamiliar with the term boutique label, essentially it's a smaller distributor that takes licensed out content from another major studio and produces a physical disc, whether it be Blu-ray or 4K. Now 4K being, pretty much the top of the line as far as physical formats go, it has a little bit more support now than it did back during its early inception. Let's say a major studio such as Universal Pictures or Paramount doesn't necessarily want to put out a physical disc on 4K for a certain movie, then these smaller boutique labels will make it available for purchase. Now, what I enjoy about boutique labels is they go the extra mile as far as packaging, extras, supplementals, just overall design of the disc, but they don't skimp on the quality. So that's one of the things I really appreciate about boutique labels getting involved in the 4K format. One other aspect about a boutique label is they typically cost a little bit more than your studio release. So let's say a 4K Ultra HD movie from a major studio will cost $25, $30 as a new release. Boutiques will typically go from $35 to $50 or even higher. It seems to settle around that price range for the most part, and I like to kind of support these labels, so I don't mind paying the extra dollar amount here. Anybody that has supported Criterion Blu-rays over the course of time know that, they typically cost about $40 for a standard Blu-ray. That's why we all wait for those Criterion sales over at Barnes & Noble. And as a side note, Criterion, unfortunately, is not in the 4K Ultra HD game. There are always rumors that they're going to jump in at some point, but for this particular list, unfortunately, they will not be present. So this one is going to focus purely on the boutique labels that support 4K. So let's not waste any time. Let's dive right in. At number 6 is going to be Vinegar Syndrome. I really appreciate this label, I think, because they take such obscure movies that would never see the light of day on a 4K format and really give it a whole, new appreciation. And they also do a great job with their releases. We have Rad, which received a limited edition and was sold out within like weeks. And Beastmaster, which is getting a 4K Ultra HD Standard Edition, previously had a sold out version. Tammy and the T-Rex. They put out such cool stuff, and I think if you really love these obscure movies, Vinegar Syndrome is the way to go. Quality is still really good as far as picture goes, and it's a really awesome label, and hopefully we see more from them in the future. At number 5, that is going to go to Synapse. Even among the boutique labels, Synapse is a smaller distributor when it comes to the 4K releases. What they have put out, such as Suspiria from director Dario Argento, looks absolutely fantastic on the formats, and they do have the Demons 1 and 2 release coming in the near future. They seem to be more geared towards the horror genre, so hopefully we see a lot more of those type of films in the future from them, and Synapse is definitely a label to keep an eye on. At number 4 is one of the bigger boutique labels, and that is Shout Factory Scream Factory. If you're a fan of Blu-ray, you know all about this particular label. They put out such great stuff all the time. It's usually loaded with extras. They have reversible cover arts in their cases, slip covers, and in the 4K format, which they're still relatively new at, they put out some very decent releases. They Live, Deer Hunter have all been released. They have looked and sounded spectacular on the formats, and they also recently announced the first 5 Halloween films coming to 4K Blu-ray. I'm excited for the future of Shout Factory Scream Factory. I know they have tons of stuff in the pipeline for the format, so yes, definitely keep an eye on them and absolutely support them when you can. Another boutique label that has come out of the gate swinging in regards to 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray, that is my number 3 pick, Kino Lorber. Kino Lorber is definitely serious about the format, especially with their recent releases such as Mad Max starring Mel Gibson, Spaceballs directed by Mel Brooks, and The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. But what really gets me excited about them is what's been announced for the future. Director Steven Soderbergh's Out of Sight, one of my favorite movies, is getting a 4K release. The rest of the Man with No Name trilogy is also coming out from them. Silence of the Lambs has just recently announced, and Stephen King's Misery is also coming. Kino Lorber is definitely serious about 4K releases, and you should definitely be giving them your support. My number 2 pick is Blue Underground. Probably one of the lesser known distributors on this list, but they put out such great content, you should definitely be checking them out. Recently released The Final Countdown had an amazing lenticular cover, and Dead and Buried, which just released the other day, had 3 options to choose from. They've also put out such smaller films like Daughters of Darkness, House by the Cemetery, and the upcoming Maniac Cop 2 and 3 are also coming out from them. Not only is the packaging good, but they also have amazing transfers. They look fantastic on 4K Blu-ray, and you should definitely be checking them out. And for the number 1 boutique label that currently supports the 4K Blu-ray format, that is going to go to Aero Video. I don't think this is much of a surprise to anybody, but yes, Aero Video is on top of their game, and I think one of the better boutique labels when it comes to 4K releases. They put out a great amount of content, whether it's on standard Blu-ray, but with 4K, I think it takes it to another level. They recently released Tremors, the Aero Academy line released Cinema Paradiso, Pitch Black starring Vin Diesel also came from them. And with the upcoming Dune from director David Lynch, this particular label has really come to play, and they put out a lot of great content. Whether it's extras, packaging, transfers, it all is top notch here, and they also have really good customer service. With the recent release of Donnie Darko on 4K, there was an issue with the theatrical disc. They issued a replacement program, and within a month or so, everybody got the replacement disc, and it's pretty cool that label is able to listen to their fan base and act accordingly. I really dig Aero Video. I can't wait to see what they have for us in the future. And yes, that is why they are my number 1 boutique label. So that is my ranking of the boutique labels that support 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray. I'm very excited for all of these distributors, and I'm very grateful that they have gotten into the 4K game. So I can't wait to see what they all have for us in the future. But I want to hear from you in the comments below. If you're a fan of boutique labels, which ones do you typically go for, and what movies would you like to see from them in the future? In the meantime, please like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. So until next time, this is Adam with Movie Guy 365. I will see you at the movies.